any other, I don't hesitate, I don't wait, I just in my head instantly think of Kate Moss and the stairs, and I swung at him. In all of my relationship to date with Johnny, I hadn't landed a blow. And I, for the first time, hit him. Like, actually hit him. Square in the face.
Howdy folks, it's your friendly neighborhood watchman, bringing you another video, again involving the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. This is day 17, when Camille Vasquez really nailed Amber Heard numerous times. Now when I first got into this trial, I was neutral, other than I grew up watching Johnny Depp's movies. I mean, he started in 1984 with the original Nightmare on Elm Street, and Jesus, that's almost 40 years ago now. I was a teenager still in school when that came out, so I have a fondness for him, nostalgia and all that. But other than that, I choose no sides. It wasn't until I got into the details of the trial and got familiar with the story that I swing toward Johnny Depp's side. I know all about white knighting, believe all woman BS. So without further ado, let's start the footage. So we start off with a knife that Amber Heard gifted to her then husband Johnny Depp, inscribed with the phrase "Hasta la muerte," which in Spanish means until death. So yeah, she's claims at times she's scared of him. So you're gonna give your abuser, someone who beats you, gives you black eyes, breaks your nose, sexually violates you with a liquor bottle. Of course, she never went to the doctor. So she buys this maniac a knife as a gift. That makes perfect sense, doesn't it? I'm surprised she didn't buy him a gun for Christmas. It's ridiculous. Lose your finger, violate somebody.
Yes, that's it.
That's the knife you gave to the man who was hitting you, right, Miss Heard?
I wasn't worried he was going to stab me with it when I gave it to him, that's for certain.
But you gave it to him while he was abusing you, allegedly.
I gave it to him that year.
Master Deputy Sheriff Lusa, will you please show the knife to the jury? This is the knife you gave to the man who would get drunk and violent with you, right?
This is the same knife that I gave him as a present in 2012, yes.
Now, Miss Heard, I'm going to need to talk to you about what happened in Australia in March of 2015. You submitted a declaration under the penalty of perjury in this case. Do you remember that?
That is correct.
Okay, let's look at that declaration. So he penetrates you with this bottle. But you don't know how he got the bottle, right?
That is correct.
Okay. And he did that right after he lost the tip of his right middle finger.
Again, I don't remember the exact sequence of those events.
We'll get to the sequence.
This was a multi-day assault that took place over 3 horrible days.
Ms. Heard,
it was the worst thing ever
Ms.
happened
Heard,
to me. I
we're
don't
not
remember
Ms.
the
Heard,
exact
that's
sequence.
not my question. My question isn't about the 3-day assault, allegedly, that occurred. And he was wearing rings on every finger in Australia, correct?
Not all the time, not literally every single ring.
Just
every
most
single
of the
day,
time.
But he often wears rings.
Not often, Ms. Heard. Your words are, I've never known Johnny not to wear rings on every finger.
That is what I testified to.
Okay. And you testified that you bled as a result of this sexual assault, correct?
That is correct.
All right. And you testified that your forearms were cut.
My forearms and my feet.
And your feet were sliced up.
That's correct.
And you testified you had a bruise across your jaw.
That is correct.
And there is not a single medical record reflecting treatment for any of those injuries, is there?
Wow.
I didn't seek treatment.
You take pictures of mirrors, but not of yourself. You have no tears in your vagina or anything.
And the same day, you also saw your own nurse, Erin Barem Filati, that day, correct? The day you arrived in Los Angeles?
I don't recall if I saw her that day.
You saw Ms. Filati's testimony in this case by a video deposition, correct?
That is correct.
And you heard her testify that she saw you the day you arrived back from Australia on March 9th, 2015.
I believe she testified that she came to dinner Where I was with friends, yeah, I believe that.
So she saw you that day.
I believe that evening I
She's
saw her
a
there.
nurse and never mentions
And then
this.
you saw Aaron Barantholotti again the next day for a private meeting, didn't you?
I'm not sure if that's what she testified to. I'd have to just see the records to know.
You heard her testify. According to her notes, she met with you privately on March 10th, 2015.
She met with me at some point upon my arrival, but I don't remember the exact
And
date.
you don't mention being violated with a
And when you
bottle.
were in Australia, Ms. Heard, you didn't take any pictures of the injuries you claim to have sustained, right?
I did not take any pictures, no.
But you did take 2 pictures.
Of the mirrors. I took 2 pictures of the bathroom mirrors that was the master bathroom where I was.
Those evil mirrors.
Please pull up Defendant's Exhibit 374, which is already in evidence. You took this picture, right, Ms. Heard?
Yes, that's correct.
And this is a mirror in the bathroom in Australia?
That's correct.
And this black paint on the mirror is from Mr. Depp.
That is correct.
He wrote on the mirror in black paint after his finger was cut off, right?
Yes.
You think that mirror be smeared with blood?
And as well as paint.
He managed to do all that after losing his fingertip.
Now stand aside, worthy adversary. 'Tis but a scratch.
You took this picture after Mr. Depp had injured his finger.
That's correct.
And you took this picture after you had allegedly been assaulted by Mr. Depp, yes?
That's correct.
Yet you didn't capture yourself in the mirror, did you?
I don't see myself in the mirror, no.
You didn't capture yourself in the mirror in this picture either, did you?
I do not see myself in the mirror in that picture.
Is that because you didn't have any visible injuries on you?
It's because I was taking a picture of the writing.
Let's talk about the writing on this mirror. So the writing in black paint is from Mr. Depp, correct?
It's all from Mr. Depp.
And it's your testimony under oath that you did not write the red text that says, quote, "Call Carly Simon, she said it better, babe," end quote.
That's correct.
You're so vain. You probably
Think this song is about you. You're so vain.
Because if you did write that, it means that your husband was walking around the house bleeding from his amputated finger, and you're writing snarky messages to him on a mirror.
Yep.
Right?
It's a trap!
I don't know what your question to me is. I'm sorry.
She got you. Look at her smiling. She knows you lie like a rug.
Let's please take a look at Defendant's
Cheap
Exhibit
rug, Amber.
1830. And I believe this picture is also admitted into evidence.
That's correct.
This is a picture of the same mirror, right?
That's correct.
But you didn't take this picture.
No, I did not.
This is the one that Ben King took.
And I don't see him in the mirror either.
Ooh, being snarky.
I don't believe he claimed he had injuries, though. Is that right?
I did not
Touche.
hear Ben King talk about his injuries, no.
Okay. So it's your testimony that Mr. Depp was writing messages to himself in the mirror back and forth.
The best I can describe it is it looked like a crazy conversation. It was on the walls.
nobody
With
knows
himself.
crazy
Shades,
better
it was
than
on
you,
cushions.
It's your testimony the crazy conversation was with himself.
That's what it looked like from the bloody messages I found.
At least 5 bathrooms and 2 bedrooms I went to.
To avoid talking to me, to
To
avoid
escape
working it
the-
out. That's
to
the
escape
problem.
the fight.
You don't escape the fight. You escape the solution.
This
you
woman
escape
enjoys
the
fighting.
solution.
No.
You escape figuring it out. We cannot work it out if you run away to the bathroom every time.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
Johnny tries to escape
A boxer
evidence.
can't go 12 rounds without a fucking minute break.
I'm not giving you a minute break. You do it at minute 3 at the beginning of an argument.
No. There are rounds, man. And when it gets too fucking hairy, the ref splits them apart or whatever. But all I'm saying is, you can't have a solution if the argument just keeps mounting and mounting and mounting and mounting. I fucking go into the bathroom and sit on the floor. Bam, 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 here you come. I come out. Fight, crazy, escalated. I split again, I go to another fucking bathroom or a bedroom or something. Knock, 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 bang, bang, bang. You kept coming to get me.
Every
No, he tries to get away from
This is
her.
what really happened in Australia, isn't it, Miss Heard?
And she likes to engage.
I did knock on a bathroom door on the first night.
Not a bathroom door, 5 bathroom doors and 2 bedrooms.
That
the recording we just listened to. That's exactly what happened in Australia. Mr. Depp lost the tip of his finger after you threw a bottle at him.
Yup.
Right.
That is incorrect.
You're the one who assaulted someone with a bottle in Australia, isn't that
Yup.
right, Mr. Heard?
I didn't assault Johnny in Australia. I didn't assault Johnny ever. I couldn't.
And then after he was injured, he
Ever.
had to hide from you, right?
That is
In
incorrect.
5 bathrooms, 2 bedrooms.
That is incorrect.
And you would pursue him
That is incorrect.
because he was avoiding talking to you, right?
He did that first night when
he was
I tried to
avoiding-
talk to him about the drugs.
And he was avoiding working it out.
No, he was avoiding agreeing to not fight about the drugs.
You weren't scared of him at all, were you?
Nope, and she knows.
I have a mixed relationship with Johnny, and one in which I'm scared, one in which I love him very much.
Yeah, you love
I'm
her.
not talking about your mixed relationship. That night in Australia, after you cut off his finger with a bottle, you weren't scared of him at all, were you?
Nope.
This is a man who tried to kill me. Of course it's scary. He's also my husband.
March 8th is the day that you were allegedly sexually assaulted by Mr. Depp in Australia, correct?
That is correct.
So on March 8th, 2015, you were in Australia,
That is correct.
and Mr. Depp's finger had just been cut off, right?
That is correct.
And you write to Dr. Cowan, quote, "I feel so lost. I can't talk. I don't know if I'll ever be able to change," end quote. Did I read that correctly?
That's correct.
You weren't able to change, were you, Ms. Heard?
And I also think
Ms.
that Dr.
Bredehoff,
Cowan's.
Your Honor, may we please approach?
Amber's like bipolar. But, you know, I don't want to give her that excuse. She was just
Your Honor, I'm
nasty.
going to move to admit Defendant's
A
Exhibit
mean
371 as redacted.
All right, 371. and
Selfish
evidence
narcissist.
Redacted over objection.
So you write, Ms. Heard, to Dr. Cowan, "I feel so lost. I can't talk. I don't know if I'll ever be able to change."
It's all about Amber.
Right?
Johnny lost his
And I said I
fingertip.
clearly
It's all
can't figure
about
this
her.
out, meaning the relationship.
You didn't say that. You
I
said
did.
No, you
not the
didn't.
relationship. Your text messages, "Clearly, I can't figure this out. I feel so lost right now."
What I was saying to him
No,
is
Ms.
clearly I
Heard,
can't
Ms.
figure
Heard,
this
Ms.
out.
Heard,
as in
that's
the
not my question.
relationship.
The text, just the text.
That's
Just
What
exactly
you
facts,
what I was
texted.
ma'am.
saying.
What you texted. "Clearly, I can't figure this out. I feel so lost right now."
Right there. Black and white.
that's
What I was saying.
Okay. Debbie Lloyd was present in the penthouses when Mr. Depp supposedly attacked you. Isn't that correct?
That's correct.
In fact, you claim that Mr. Depp threw a Red Bull can at Miss Lloyd that evening.
Yes, that's correct.
So you heard Miss Lloyd testify, under oath, that Mr. Depp never threw a can of Red Bull at her.
Which is it?
I can't remember if she didn't recall that or if she said it didn't happen. I don't remember. I vaguely sense she didn't recall anything.
So it's your testimony that Miss Lloyd would forget that Mr. Depp, a very famous patient of hers, threw a can of Red Bull that nearly missed her, according to your version of events. Travis McGivern was also present when Mr. Depp supposedly attacked you, correct?
He walked in at some point.
And you heard his testimony that it was actually you who punched Mr. Depp.
Yep.
Isn't that right?
It's always been my own testimony that I hit Johnny.
In his first message to
You
Mr.
just
Depp
said
in
you
your
never
journal, you
assaulted
write,
him in your life.
quote, "True love isn't about just the madness of passion or instead picking the safety of peace. No, it's about having both, falling madly in love with your friend. That is what has surprised me perhaps the most, that I have seen in you the true bones of friendship and respect. But of course, I still, perhaps more than ever, want to rip you apart, devour you, and savor the taste. Fret not. XX Slim."
She's a nut job.
Yes, it's a love note.
That's a
Did I
love
read
note.
that correctly?
Yes, you did.
And you're Slim, right?
That's correct.
Who would say that to
Sir,
somebody?
I'm now going to ask you to take a look at the very last entry you wrote in
She
this journal,
loves him
which seems to be
/hates
from
him.
April 8th. It would be a couple weeks. April 8th would be a couple weeks before your birthday, right?
That's correct.
Just to confirm, this is a note you wrote to Mr. Depp, right?
You love somebody,
That's
you don't
what
want
it
to
was,
hurt
yes.
them.
And on the second page of this note, you wrote the following, quote, "I'm sorry I can get crazy. I'm sorry I hurt you. Like you, I can get wicked when I am hurt, when I feel provoked, shattered, And last night I was.
It's because the
I
man
felt
wanted to see
abandoned
his
about the
daughter.
Lily Rose thing. Felt absolutely bewildered about your not coming home on my last night here, and was heartbroken and angry after many attempts in vain on my part to rectify the situation and make amends on the last night of what was otherwise a gorgeous trip with you. I'm so sorry for my part. None of this is meant to be an excuse for hurting you, because the truth is, nothing is. There's never a reason good enough to hurt you. You are the last thing in the whole world who deserves it. Last person I ever meant to hurt. I love you, Steve.
You
I
just
am
said you
forever
wanted to
yours,
devour him.
Slim. Did I read that correctly?
That's correct.
This is a picture of you with what appears to be straight red marks on your arms. Sir, do you have a history of cutting yourself, don't you?
I do not.
Hell yeah, I
It's your
believe
testimony
it.
under oath that you didn't report to Dr. Hughes, your retained psychologist, that you had cut yourself as a teenager once?
I said I had told my mom that I wanted to.
And you write, "That's enough. You've held this book hostage long enough. Although I can't wait to read my note, I also couldn't wait to tell you how much I adore you. What a beautiful, extraordinary, magical, memorable, wonderful, stunning, surprisingly evolving, and impulsive adventure. I couldn't have imagined a more gorgeous honeymoon. I love you more and more every passing day. XX Slim." Did I read that right?
That is correct.
You sat in this courtroom when Tara Roberts testified, right, Miss Heard?
I did.
She's Mr. Depp's manager on the island.
Yes, that's correct.
You heard her testify that she witnessed an argument between you and Mr. Depp on the island in December of 2015, right?
Yes, that's correct, yes.
And you heard her testify that Mr. Depp was trying to escape you, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if she characterized it like that, but that was the gist of it. She kind of misrepresented it to seem like that, yes.
She misrepresented it. How convenient.
That's correct.
Okay, and then you kept apologizing to Mr. Depp, right? That's what
No, that's
Ms.
not
Roberts
correct.
said? Begging him to come back to the house with you.
Hence screaming when I spilt wine accidentally on you for falling asleep, and screaming in front of my kids and freaking Jack out.
I believe it.
And that's trying.
We'd appreciate. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Johnny.
That fucked him up, you know.
I'm sorry I fucked your son up.
No, it weirded him out. He'd never.
I'm so sorry I fucked your kids up.
You didn't fuck my kids up, but it was pretty fucking. It was pretty fucking weird for him, you know.
Because I jumped up.
You were referencing that Jack's new stepfather would teach him how to be a man because Mr. Depp couldn't.
I
right?
don't recall exactly what I said, but it was something to that effect.
That's the man you love.
Listen to some of what happened before you said that.
Go get it.
Yeah.
Wait, is there no other place for you to run in your 15 other houses to go run? Come on, go be a real married man and go deal with your shit the way that a man does. Go run to the next house. Every man does.
Yeah.
Go. Run away. I know it's hard to look at yourself.
Ridiculous, screwing everybody else
Poor
over
thing.
to get
You're
your
right,
fucking.
I tried.
get what
That's
you
what I
want.
do.
You are the most spoiled fucking brat. And you got everybody out here almost full, but it
you're
don't
right.
last long.
You're right.
I've
I'm
been here a
sorry.
lot longer
You're
than
right. No, I'm not laughing.
you. No, matter of fact,
I'm
laughing.
You got everybody fooled, but it doesn't last.
serious. I'm sure you can find other things.
I know. And stripping. Well, there's always that. You can
You're
always
right.
go back
You can
to
write
that
a book.
for
You can
another-
write a
for
book.
another
I
10
know you
minutes.
can write a book.
Your jealousy's so tragic.
I'm sorry.
Your jealousy's so tragic. Fucking like
I can't hear
thinking
you.
that I'm going on a road with a
Turn
bang.
on my aid. I can't hear you.
You told Mr. Depp to suck your dick multiple times, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
You tell him to go run to his 15 other houses, right?
That's correct.
Because that's what he would do when you behave like this, isn't it?
Yep.
Eventually, he would go and stay in one of the other houses. Called him horrible, ugly things.
Amber
as you
likes
can
to
hear.
mock.
Sell out.
We spoke to each other in a really horrible way.
Pretty sure we just heard you speak to him in a really horrible way. You called him a sellout,
I just
right, Miss
disagree.
Heard? You called him a sellout, right, Miss Heard?
I called him a lot of ugly
And a
things.
joke.
Johnny Depp when
I
he
called
was
him a lot
drunk
of
or
ugly
high.
You called him a joke on that recording. You called him a washed-up piece of shit.
And recorded.
Mr. Depp mentions Aquaman, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Mr. Depp got you that role in Aquaman, didn't he?
Excuse me?
Mr. Depp got you that role in Aquaman, didn't he?
No, Miss Vasquez, I got myself that role by auditioning. That's
Mr.
how that
Depp
works.
says, quote, "Your jealousy is so tragic."
I heard him say that, yes.
You were the jealous one in this relationship, weren't you, Miss Heard?
Hell
I
yeah.
think he was indicating I was jealous of his career.
But now you've twisted it to say it was Mr. Depp that's the jealous one. There's another set of text messages between you and Mr. Depp. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
I'm going to move to admit and publish.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
All right, 120F in evidence. You can publish.
This is a set of text messages
Honestly,
from October 2015. Do
A
you see that?
victim
Yes, I do.
just keeps
In fact, he sent all
antagonizing
these
her abuser.
messages to Mr. Depp on October 22nd, 2015. Isn't that right?
Exactly. Same thing was happening here.
And again, I'm not going to read them all, but you start off again by trying to get Mr. Depp's attention, right?
Harassing him,
Hey, please
spamming
come
him.
home. You write, please come home, right?
That is correct.
Please answer. Don't break us up. Please answer. Please. And continuing on page 97, you write, give me some piece of your heart. Please, no fight, I promise. Please, no fights. Please, just pick up. Please give me 2 minutes. I'm dying. Please. And continuing on page 98, you write, please come home. Please come home, Baba. I am so sorry. Actually, you didn't say Baba, you said baby. Apologies. And it goes on. This is what would happen when Mr. Depp would try to take some space from you, right?
No, this is what would happen when Johnny had moved into the next phase of the cycle, decided to use,
No,
and our
Ms.
lives
Heard-
were getting a lot worse at that
Ms.
point.
Heard, I'm talking about your actions. This is what you would do to Mr. Depp when he would leave you.
Yep.
You would harangue
I
him.
would try
Isn't that
to-
correct? You
I
would
would try-
harangue him.
Your Honor, at least let her answer the question. Interrupting her.
That's fine.
Shut up,
Go ahead and
Elaine.
answer the question.
I do not think I would characterize my behavior that way. I was trying to stop him from using.
You were texting him incessantly. Isn't that correct, Ms. Heard?
It was imperative for my life.
Ms.
It was
Heard,
very
my
important
question is
to me.
much more simple. You were texting him incessantly.
I would
Yes
try
or no?
everything to
Ms.
get a hold
Heard?
of him and
So
to
that's a
stop the
yes.
cycle.
That's a yes, right?
I would try everything to stop the cycle. It was that important to me.
And he's the monster for not responding to you,
That's not what made him the monster.
for
No.
needing space from you.
Camille
The
is
monster
kicking
was not the
ass.
guy who needed space.
You are the monster.
The monster was
Doing
who he
drugs.
was when he came back.
Not for doing drugs, Ms. Heard. Not for being violent. Just for needing space. That's when you called Mr. Depp the monster.
Incorrect.
Let's listen to Defendant's Exhibit 598C, which is already in evidence.
Then let's not do this anymore. Because I'm
More
really
bombs
frustrated.
dropped, Amber.
And I'm really, really, really sick of this argument.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so let me go, and you go, and I'll speak to you in a
The
couple
man
hours.
wants to see his daughter, you bitch.
Okay?
Stop. Okay.
Why are you saying stop?
Because
May
you're being
I
so-
go?
Please, it causes me so much stress when you leave, when you walk away from me with that. It's like you don't understand how much worse you're
It's
making
all
this.
about me.
Please, you're making it worse for me.
Okay, I'm sorry for you.
Please, I'm only trying to tell you so that you know you're causing me immense stress right now when you walk away like that.
Lady
There's
Rose,
no reason to be mad.
Well, then say goodbye.
Johnny's
I
daughter,
haven't walked away. You're not saying goodbye. You won't let me fucking leave.
did not like Amber.
Let me
Oh my
leave.
God. Stop rushing me! Stop pushing me in the corner and then poking me with a stick and then saying, why are you saying the words you want me to say? Stop poking me! Stop rushing me! Stop throwing me against the wall and going, what? You don't like that wall? You don't like the fucking wall?
Nasty woman, man.
Stop pushing me!
Amber, I'm not pushing you. I'm not rushing you. I said, I need space. I don't want this conversation anymore right now. I need space. And I will take my space. Whether you like it or not, I will take it. And you will take your space.
You should have dropped her, Johnny, like a bad habit.
But if you keep halting
I'm not doing anything
this
to you.
and continuing
I'm
with
not
the rhetoric,
continuing it. I'm begging you to stop.
I don't. Okay, stop. I'm stopped. Stop. Now I have to go. Okay? So we will speak to each other in a couple of hours. Okay? But this is not love. This is not happiness. This is not. This is
Not love.
Stop doing this. Please, you're causing me so much fucking stress. I'm gonna die at this age. I'm gonna fucking die. You're causing
Can you
me
get
so
more
much
drama?
stress. Please stop.
You're gonna die because he wants to visit his daughter.
I feel like I have a heart attack almost every day. Please stop. Please
then what are you
stop
doing? Why-
doing it. Please stop. He's so fucking mean.
Why
You're
are
a
you
fucking
with me?
bull.
She
You and
doesn't
Mr. Depp
mention
being
anything about
recorded,
drugs.
correct,
That's correct.
Mr.? You just won't let him go, will you?
That's not true. We were outside of his studio and he wanted to go and use. It was a pretext. I believe that
And he
that
was going to go
recording was.
use?
No, he wants to see his
He's going to go
daughter.
use drugs? That's your testimony now? That's not true, is it?
She didn't
Mr.
mention drugs
Mr.
at
Depp is
all.
trying to go inside his house to see his daughter, Lily
Yep.
Rose.
She might have been over that day, but
So
that's not
it's your
what he was
testimony
getting out of
now?
the car to do, and that's not what I was stopping him from doing.
So he was gonna get
Play
high
the beginning
and then
part
go
of that
see his daughter.
recording where Mr. Depp tells you
Or get high
that he
while he's
wants to go
visiting his daughter.
inside to see his daughter. You
Such
testified
bullshit.
that you and Mr. Depp were in the car outside of his studio. Is that right?
Yes.
And you were trying to prevent him from going into his studio to do drugs, right?
Yeah, to effectively start another cycle.
Right. Not that Mr. Depp was just trying to go into his house to see his daughter, right?
His daughter might be one of the people that was in the house at that time, but that's neither here nor there. That would have
testimony is now,
prevented him
Mr.
from entering a cycle.
Your testimony is now that Mr. Depp does drugs in front of his children.
I don't want to be doing this. I want it just to. Why don't you just say, okay, baby, I understand. I'll go home and you do your thing, hang out with your daughter, and then I'll see you in a couple hours and we'll talk about
They
it.
don't say anything about
Is it that difficult to say that?
don't do
Or
drugs.
you just fucking hate me and you want to be shitty about it? Please. Just fucking. It's not that difficult. Okay?
Nothing about drugs. Trying to stop him from using drugs.
I don't want to stand here in a driveway and argue with you. Okay, well, I'll see you in a little bit, okay?
And if he really wanted to do drugs, you think he'd wait an hour
Please?
arguing with this
Please.
thing?
Just let me know if you're going to go somewhere. Just let me know, please, so I know.
And almost an hour later, you're still arguing with Mr. Depp outside,
Damn,
right?
an hour later.
I don't know how long that argument lasted, no.
Ms. Heard, you testified about seeking a domestic violence restraining order against Mr. Depp, correct?
Yes, I have.
And how you wanted to do it discreetly?
That's correct.
That you wanted as much privacy as you could have?
Yes, that's correct.
And how you walked out to a sea of paparazzi and cameras and photographers, right?
That is correct.
And how this overwhelmed you?
It was overwhelming, yes.
Because you didn't want this attention on you?
That is correct.
Yeah.
If we could please pull up Defendant's Exhibit 800, which has already been admitted into evidence. This is a photograph of you taken inside the courthouse when you obtained the DVRO, correct?
That's correct.
And your friend Raquel Pennington took this photograph?
Yes, that's correct.
Because you needed to document your time at the courthouse getting a DVRO.
A lot skinny when you did
She just
cocaine,
took a
Amber.
picture of me.
Ms. Heard, this is another photograph of you taken inside the courthouse, isn't that right?
That is correct.
How convenient.
You're having a photo shoot inside the courthouse so you were getting a DVRO?
I would not characterize it that way, Ms. Vasquez.
Oh, but that's how it
A
is.
mark on your face, right, Ms. Heard?
Yes.
You didn't use your bruise kit this time? Cover it up?
No, it was the only day I actually walked out of my house without makeup on. I had to be stopped. My best friend saw me in the bathroom starting to put makeup on and told me not to.
Yeah, sure. How come we have no video to that effect?
Can we please pull up Exhibit 1?
Here's your bruise kid, Amber.
That's plaintiff's at one.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Apologies.
That's fine.
It's already been admitted into
Yes, ma'am.
evidence. You wrote this op-ed, right, Ms. Heard?
With the help of the ACLU, yes.
And that's what you testified to in this courtroom, right?
ACLU
That is
sucks.
And this was published on December 18th, 2018, correct?
That is correct.
Aquaman was released on December 21st, 2018, right?
Yes, that sounds correct.
And that was your first
Another
big
convenience.
blockbuster, big budget role, right?
I disagree, but it was the first time I had like a leading
She
role
releases
in
this
of
op-ed a
that
few
size,
days
yes.
before the premiere of
Well, second
Aquaman.
time, yes.
What was your first time?
But the first one was the film I talked about before. I mean, yesterday, Justice League. It introduced the character. So
Now, at least parts of this op-ed are about Mr. Depp, isn't that right?
Yep.
it's about what happened to me after.
After you abuse him.
Sat here during opening statements when your attorney argued that the context of your statements in this op-ed matter, correct?
That's correct.
So let's go through some of that context. He wrote here, quote, "Friends and advisors told me I would never work again as an actress, that I would be blacklisted. You're referring to your accusations of domestic violence against Mr. Depp in the statement, aren't you?
In general, I'm referring to being associated with domestic violence.
And you're referring to what you claim happened after you got an ex-parte domestic violence restraining order against Mr. Depp in May of 2016, right?
That's correct.
She want
If
me
we
to
could
cover
please
girl
go
for
to Mr.
domestic
Waldman's
violence
statement
in
on
Hollywood.
page 10.
Mr. Waldman speaking on behalf of Johnny, yes.
You don't have any evidence of that, do
Mr.
you,
Waldman
Ms.
is Johnny
This is
Depp's
Mr.
lawyer.
Waldman's statement, right? This one was published on July 15th, 2020. It actually says Kate James also says she often received abusive text messages from Johnny Depp's ex-wife, doesn't it?
I just know because he threw down the article.
Ms. Heard, isn't that what that says?
Mr. Waldman threw the newspaper at
Heard,
me afterwards.
Ms. Heard, that's not my question.
What
My
was your
question
I'm
is,
sorry.
the title of the article says, Amber Heard stole my sexual assault story, ex-aide tells libel trial. Kate James also says,
So not shocking.
Your Honor, she opened the door by saying it was Adam Waldman.
I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
Johnny Depp was the victim of abuser, Amber Heard, London's High Court told. Do you see that?
I do see that.
Depp's lawyer, Adam Waldman, said the various discrepancies proved that nothing Heard and her friends said about the events of May 21, 2016 could be considered credible. Quite simply, this was an ambush, a hoax. They set Mr. Depp up by calling the cops, but the first attempt didn't do the trick, he told thedailymail.com. The officers came to the penthouses, thoroughly searched and interviewed, and left after seeing no damage to face or property. So Amber and her friends spilled a little wine and roughed the place up, got their story straight under the direction of a lawyer and publicist, and then placed a second call to 911. You struck Mr. Depp multiple times during your relationship, didn't you, Ms. Heard?
There were many times I had to use my body to defend myself, and that included swinging wherever I could. If it meant I could get away, absolutely. If it meant a difference between a sore face and a broken nose,
A broken
you bet I
nose.
would. You
Since
bet.
your testimony under oath that you never struck Mr. Depp as the initial aggressor?
That you punched me in the
You're right.
fucking thing. And
You figured
in
it
the
out.
face, and you said, no, fucking, no, I didn't. What the fuck are you talking about? And I watched you lie. And then
I didn't punch you, by the way. I'm sorry that I didn't hit you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. It was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched.
I was hitting
Don't
you.
tell me what it feels like to be punched.
You know, you've been in a lot of fights.
Earlier,
for
she
a
said
long
she
time.
never
I know.
assaulted
When
him.
you fucking have a close
You didn't get punched. You got hit. I'm sorry I hit you like this, but I did not punch you. I did not fucking deck you. I fucking was hitting you. I don't know what the motion of my actual hand was, but you're fine. I did not hurt you. I did not punch you. I was hitting you.
How are your toes?
What am I supposed to do? Do this? I'm not sitting here bitching about it, am I? You are. That's the difference between me and you. You're a fucking baby.
Because you started.
You are such a baby. Grow the fuck up,
Because you started
Johnny.
physical fights.
I did start a physical
Yeah,
fight.
you did. So I had
Because-
to get the fuck out of there.
Yes, you did. So you did the right thing, the big thing. You know what? You are admirable.
Is there
And
something
you
amusing
admitted-
about kicking a door into your husband's head?
No, I was rolling my eyes and commenting on what I was experiencing at that time in recounting the
Is
story.
there something amusing to you about punching your husband in the jaw?
That is not what I was smiling about, and no, I do not think it's amusing.
Ms. Heard, you testified yesterday that all you want to do is move on. Do you remember that testimony?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, your exact words were, quote, I just want him to leave me alone. I want to move on with my life, and he won't let me. Do you remember that?
Yes, that is correct.
But that's not true, is it, Ms. Heard?
It is very true.
No, it's not.
You just haven't been able to move on with your life, have you?
Nope.
From Mr. Depp.
I'm here, aren't I?
Does that refresh your recollection, Ms. Heard, that you did, in fact, in October of 2018, 2 months before you published the op-ed in this case, that's the subject of this case, you initiated an arbitration against Mr. Depp for defamation?
It's not my understanding I initiated an arbitration.
So you fired the first shot, not Mr. Depp.
I disagree. We sent a letter.
Ms. Heard, you testified yesterday that when you left the courthouse after obtaining the domestic violence restraining order against Mr. Depp, you walked out to, quote, a sea of paparazzi and cameras, right?
That's correct.
You testified that you were surprised to see this sea of cameras
That's correct.
Yeah.
because it was quiet when you went into the courthouse that morning.
And the divorce had remained under the radar up to that point.
You testified that no one knew about your divorce, so you thought it was going to stay that way, right?
Wink, wink.
No, I always figured it would come out. I just was trying to buy time.
You knew the media had been alerted that you were filing for divorce, right, Ms. Heard?
No, I just knew that it was impossible to do that privately, so you could just hope it was a matter of time.
You knew they were going to be there, didn't you?
Yep.
No, I did not. I mean, I assume since it's a public building that there is that likelihood, or not likelihood, but possibility. But I was shocked.
Your publicist, Jody Gottlieb, was there at the courthouse with you, wasn't she?
Yes, she was.
I'm shocked whenever you
So you
tell the truth.
anticipated that you might need your publicist?
I thought the filing might make, well, I was told the filing was public, that it would be impossible. There's no way for you to do a private filing. And then the second that I filed for the TRO, it would be public news. I didn't expect all these photographers and cameras to show up at the courthouse in real time, but they did.
If we could please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 1280, which is a clip from your divorce deposition. And
Ms. Heard, did you send a text message to Jerry Judge on May 24, 2016, telling Jerry Judge, quote, "I'm desperately trying to reach Johnny.
She looks
It's
so much different,
extremely
huh?
important. Please tell him."
I remember
Her face was
sending
thinner.
a text message that is in front of me right now to Jerry. And I remember sending this because I wanted to tell
Cocaine
Johnny
helps keep you
or
slim.
have him told by Jerry or someone who knew him or was close to him. Basically, I didn't want him to find out online that I had or was about to file, or I had already filed for divorce. I wanted him to know verbally. So I was trying to reach him through a third party to tell him. When I say reach, I'm specifically saying I would like him to know information coming from me or coming from Jerry, from me, so that he finds out about the divorce filing or my intention to do so from some other source other than TMZ, which was alerted.
Which was alerted, what? Busted, asshole.
you slipped up there, didn't you, Ms.
Yup.
Heard?
Oh, is that how you want to play it? Yup.
You let it slip out that TMZ had been alerted to your
Yup.
filing of the domestic violence restraining order, didn't you?
I disagree. That's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah, right.
TMZ is the same outlet that you released the video of Mr. Depp attacking the kitchen cabinets the day before this deposition was taken.
What an asshole. Yep.
Not
Wasn't
a
it?
coincidence.
I didn't do that. I
Bitch, you got
don't
caught
even
TMZ
red-handed.
owns
to do
the
that.
copyright to that video now, doesn't it?
I have no idea what TMZ
Did they
owns.
pay you for that?
I never got paid for it because I had nothing to do with that.
So TMZ was just lucky in getting the inside scoop to your divorce from Mr. Depp, huh?
I have no idea. That's not my area of expertise.
Amber.
I wouldn't even know how to do that.
Yeah, telling the
And
truth is
also,
not your
what does that
area of
get me? If I wanted to leak
expertise.
things about Johnny, I could have done that in a much more successful way, in a bigger way, for years.
Not
and
when you were
years.
extorting him for $7 million.
I got a fraction of what I was entitled to in the state of California, by the way. What extortion?
Tassa Van Reed's your ex-wife, right?
That's right. She's my ex-partner.
She's the one that you told this jury Mr. Depp was jealous of, right?
Yeah, well, that was 2013 fights around March, yes.
You testified that he tried to burn one of her paintings, right?
That's correct.
You testified he tried to burn one of your favorite paintings that she did, right?
I don't know if it was one of my favorites.
You committed domestic violence against Miss Van Reed during your relationship, didn't you?
Yep.
No, I did not.
You assaulted her at a Seattle airport in 2009, didn't
Yep.
you?
No, I did not.
And people saw that.
Yep.
That's not true.
And it was
It is
covered in
true.
the press. Isn't that true?
It was planted in the press by Johnny's team. 2 days after I got the TRO.
This is an article from 2 years ago, correct, Ms. Heard?
I don't know when this
May
was.
of 2020.
That's not when it came out, no. This story started getting planted after I got a TRO, after I got a restraining order against Johnny.
The title reads, Amber Heard allegedly grabbed, struck her ex-girlfriend at the airport, doesn't it?
Yes, and that's not true.
They even filed a police report, but they can't bring that into evidence.
Okay.
So the article, the title is Amber Heard allegedly struck her ex-girlfriend.
She's already overruled. Go ahead.
Thank you. If I may start over. Amber Heard allegedly struck her ex-girlfriend Tassa Van Ree at the airport in 2009. Did I read that right?
Yes, this is another example of the smear campaign.
Yeah.
So Mr. Depp is not the only domestic partner you've assaulted, is he, Miss Heard?
Nope.
I've never assaulted Mr. Depp or anyone else that I've been romantically linked to, ever.
You just did in the recording. You said you hit him.
Cross-examination? I'm sorry, redirect.
Let's talk about the TMZ alerted. Explain
That's
to the
not
jury
Elaine.
what you meant by the TMZ was alerted.
So when you make these kind of filings, meaning divorce, marriage, things like that, they are public record. And so when we filed for divorce, when I filed for divorce, I asked my team to file in the most discreet way, literally to put it under a stack of papers and file it at the end of day, so kind of had more of a shot of being missed by the paparazzi and by TMZ and those sorts of publicity outlets. I believe that we had been remarkably lucky following the divorce, that it wasn't picked up, and that it gave me a precious few days of peace at that really fragile time. When I found out that they were going to run the story or that they had the information, I was trying to get a hold of Johnny.
That you alerted
To
TMZ.
clarify that I did not do this in a punitive way. I didn't want him to be mad at me. I didn't, I didn't
Man,
want
the
him to
video
find
caught
out
you red-handed.
in
You
that
even
sort
put
of
your hands to
context
your
online.
face.
And who had connections to TMZ?
Objection calls for speculation.
Do you know?
I do know. Johnny
Your
and I
Honor.
spoke about
Your
it.
Honor, calls for
Sustain
speculation.
the objection.
Did Mr. Depp tell you about who had connections with TMZ?
Yes, we talked about it. His lawyer, Laura Wasser.
Okay. Now, I'm going to start at the very beginning here. You were asked by Ms. Vasquez about why Mr. Depp won't or can't look you in the eye. And she read out, or she played a tape in which Mr. Depp said, "You will not see my eyes again." Do you
The
recall
judge
that?
should have, even though
And
Johnny's
that was
laughing, should have
during the
reprimanded
mediation
her for
process
mocking
in
him.
July, correct?
That was
Objection leading.
the first one.
Sustain
Okay.
is the leading.
And
You don't see
when Ms.
his
Vasquez
lawyers
asked
mocking
you if you knew
Amber Heard in that
why
manner.
Mr. Depp couldn't or wouldn't look you in the eye here or in the UK, you said, yes, you know. Why? Please tell the jury why.
Because he's guilty. Because he knows he's lying.
Guilty of trying to get away from
Otherwise, why
you.
can't he look at me?
Because you're a nasty
I
person.
survived. I survived that man, and I'm here, and I'm able to look at him.
He survived
Objection, Your
you.
Honor. Hearsay.
Sure, you could look at him. You're the one that abused him.
Just showed that she informed people before. They're suggesting
Objection,
she
Your
didn't
Honor.
tell
Can we
anybody.
approach? This is, again, an
Slap Elaine.
objection leading.
Did you or did you not consult
A Ouija board?
ENT after the divorce?
Objection leading.
Did you produce medical records to the defendants relating to this?
Objection leading
All
calls.
right, I'll sustain the objection.
Thank you.
It's leading.
And-
Next
and
question.
Your Honor, if we could,
let's,
the
if
witness could be instructed not to answer until I've
All right.
lodged my
Wait
objection.
for the objection, please.
The ears, nose, and throat doctor told me was
Objection, Your Honor.
the
Hearsay.
damage.
All right, when there's objection, please stop talking. Thank you. All right, I'll sustain the objection as to hearsay.
It was suggested that you had not produced this in discovery. Is that true or false?
Objection, Your Honor, leading.
Your Honor,
and
she absolutely did that.
It's leading. It is leading question.
It's leading,
Sustain the
Elaine.
objection as to leading.
What, if anything, did you produce to the plaintiff
Uh-oh.
in connection
What, if
with
anything?
your consultation with an ENT
The magic three
specialist
words. It's not the
relating to your
cure-all.
nose?
Elaine.
objection leading.
Sustain.
What, I said, what, if
Foundation,
anything, Your Honor?
hearsay.
What if anything? That is not the cure-all. It's sustained.
When did you see an ENT specialist?
2017 or 2016 or 17.
And as a result of that consultation, what did you learn about your nose?
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
I'm not asking her to tell what they said.
No, I'll sustain the objection.
Take your time, Elaine.
What, if any, production did you make to the plaintiffs of your medical records with the ENT?
Objection, Your Honor, lack of foundation.
If you want to lay a foundation.
Judge throws Elaine a bone.
And do you recall? I'm trying. What, if anything,
Those 3 magic words.
did the medical records reflect about your nose?
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
I'll sustain the objection.
Do you have injuries to your nose?
Yes.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Damn right.
Please describe those to the jury.
I have
I'm going to
a bunch of scar tissue.
I'm going to object to the extent it calls for hearsay and lack of foundation
Overruled.
and improper expert opinion.
Well,
She can certainly testify too.
we'll see where it goes. Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
I have a significant amount of scar tissue in my nose.
Objection, Your Honor.
Yeah, how'd you get it?
Objection.
What, if any, difficulty
Trying to
do you
imply
have breathing?
Johnny did it.
Objection, leading.
What, if anything, and that does cure on
No,
it.
it doesn't. But,
No, it doesn't cure everything,
overruled
Elaine.
objection.
Call that
Objection, Your
question.
Honor, leading.
Your Honor, I'm entitled to
Sustain.
go into what Ms. Vasquez asked.
The objection is leading. I'll sustain the objection.
Okay. What, if anything, did you report to Aaron Filati about the abuse you sustained on 12/15/2015?
Objection, leading and hearsay.
Approach.
1 minute later.
Objection, Your Honor. This is outside the scope of cross-examination.
It's prior consistent statements.
I'm going to sustain the objection.
It's observations for
I'm
the
gonna
12/17, the same day. they
Sustain
said
the
you-
objection. Next
He
question.
argued with the judge.
Okay.
Freaking Elaine. The hell she get a license?
When in December did you see Dr. Laurel Anderson?
Objection, lack of foundation.
Overruled.
I saw her 2 days after the attack.
So on what day did you see her then?
That would have been the 17th of December, 2016, and I told her what happened.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
I'll sustain the objection.
Let's jump to East Asia for a moment. And we saw a number of pictures from the backless dress. What, if any, motivation would you have
Ta-da!
to claim that Mr. Depp was kneeling on your back, knowing you had a backless dress?
Objection, Your Honor.
I
Leading
think I can bring
calls
that
for
out, yes.
speculation.
It's still leading. I'll sustain the objection.
Okay.
Objection, Your Honor.
Why did
leading
I haven't asked the question.
hearsay? I mean,
Why did you not ask for $32.5 million from Mr. Depp?
Your Honor, leading.
I said, why did you not ask?
Relevant.
I'll sustain the
Explanation.
objection. Sustain the objection to leading. Next question.
Why, can I just ask, why did you not ask for $32.5 million from Mr. Depp?
Because I didn't want
Asked and answered, relevance.
Oh, overruled. Good.
when I heard that they wanted to fire me, and so I put myself in the
Objection,
gym.
Your Honor, hearsay.
Sustain.
Just worked my butt off. That's why.
What, if any, role did Mr. Depp play in your getting Aquaman?
He tried to have me fired from it.
Objection, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Speculation.
All right, I'll sustain his speculation.
How do you know that he tried to have you fired?
Objection, Your Honor. Calls for speculation and hearsay and lack of
That's
foundation.
I'm trying to lay a foundation.
All right, you have to lay a foundation.
And I told him, actually, right after it happened, what his friend had done.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
You got yourself fired,
I
Amber.
don't think it's offered to prove the truth of the matter asserted.
I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
His opportunity to observe you with absolutely no makeup.
Objection,
That's
Your Honor,
impossible.
leading.
I'll sustain the objection. It's leading.
Well, not only did I have makeup on, but I did attempt to kind of let him know what happened.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
What, if anything, do you recall relating to Officer Melissa Sines' testimony relating to your injuries?
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
Your Honor said I could redirect after
What
the
the
cross-examination when she...
You want to approach?
Don't argue in front of the
What, if any,
jury.
interactions did you have with Alejandro Romero?
I spoke to him briefly.
Objection, Your Honor, to the extent it calls for hearsay.
Overruled at this point. You spoke to him.
Why Did James Franco visit you on the evening of 5/22/2016?
To get laid.
Objection calls for speculation.
Do you know?
Yes.
Of
Please
course.
tell us.
He, after seeing my face, put his
Objection, Your
head on
Honor,
my
calls
shoulder.
for speculation.
That doesn't call for speculation. If she sees that he sees her.
He touched the side of my
I'll
face
sustain the
too.
objection.
And
Sorry.
again, Your Honor, if we can instruct the witness
If
to...
you could wait till after the objection, please. All right, next
What,
question.
what did Mr. Franco do on the elevator before laying his head on your shoulder?
He touched the side of my face and responded to what he saw.
Objection, Your Honor. Lack of foundation calls for speculation. Unintelligible. I don't understand the question.
Overruled, we'll see where it goes.
An elaborate hoax just to get Johnny.
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay.
I'll sustain the objection. Next question. Next question.
Yeah, okay. I don't have any more questions, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right. Ma'am, you can have a seat next to your attorney, okay?
Camille
You guys
has
have a seat next.
busted you
That's
up.
fine. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and take our afternoon recess then for 15 minutes. Do not discuss the case with anybody and don't do any outside research, okay?
Oh, Vasquez committed surgery right there. He dissected Amber Heard.
All right.
Ladies, morning.
How are you?
Morning, ladies.
Morning.
I have a lot of relatives.
If you like this video, please hit the like button and the notification bell so that you'll be kept abreast whenever I upload another video, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. I appreciate it, and as always, stay safe and I bid you peace.